Hell yes, it starts now. We are here. We are live. We're ready to rock, man. This week's edition of now what's known as Blast Cast, man. This one is entitled The Throwback. I just have to legally tell you, DeeBag, that all of this is being recorded and will be edited for YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not that I really legally have to tell you, but I feel like maybe I should.
So what do you mean by edited? Like taking out the S and F-bomb?
No. It's YouTube. Who gives a shit? Their rules are real easy. As long as you don't put us, like, we can't put video of us going out in my backyard and shooting AR-15s.
Oh, okay.
We can't do that anymore.
I thought maybe you meant, like, cussing.
No, shit, it's YouTube.
Okay, so this thing looks like a detonator.
It kind of is. It's my new vape. It's upgraded. You haven't seen it yet.
I have not. It looks like a detonator.
It is kind of, and it lights up really cool, and it's badass.
It lights up, huh? Oh. Uh-oh.
I got them turned off because it saves my battery. I got this really cool new stuff that I'm puffing on. It's like 14 different flavors going off in my mouth all at once.
Really?
Tuesday night, man. We're back. You're back, resurrected from the dead. We're going to talk about that a little bit. You contracted what is known as influenza A.
Yes.
What if it was influenza B?
I don't know.
No, we'll talk about that.
Who gives a shit? I felt like ass.
He sucked. Oh, man. Well, it's good to have you back in the studio because I got to be honest with you, man. I missed you. I had some great co-hosts come in, Phil, Little Will, and Jay joined me for a show, and it was a good deal. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight, though, man. We're going to be busy. We're going to touch on a little bit of rock and roll history that's really relevant to this show and this genre of music being classic rock, this 60s and the 70s and all that good stuff. And so you guys out there, man, that have opinions, weigh in on the app, man, or get us on Facebook, whatever. Let us know that you're here with us, man. We're going to talk about some new ways to listen, some things that are going on. We mentioned YouTube. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to talk about bad haircuts because there seems to be a lot of those running around lately. Yeah. I got a big announcement that I'm going to follow up on. We made a big announcement last night at the conclusion of the Jay and Cody show, Revolution Radio with Jay and Cody. And so hold tight, man. We'll do that right after the Battle of the Bands. We'll make that announcement and all that good stuff. And then, of course, the Battle of the Bands. I mean, what is this Blast Cast known as the Throwback came to? This Battle of the Bands is just taking off.
Well, like I told you, your first get-go, your choice, that's a hard band and song to beat.
Well, just the idea alone is just taking off, and people look forward to it.
Well, yeah.
And that's cool. That means that we're doing something good.
Absolutely.
So, just some statistics. We've been doing it for 4 weeks, and the last one broke over 600. Over 600 people reached it, which seen it. Mm-hmm. We had almost 100 votes. So, I mean, it's picking up. I mean, it's like tripling every week. But Black Sabbath still seems to be clearly the winner. What beats them? I don't know. We're going to talk about it a little bit off of air when we go to a break. And we're going to try to put together a plan. But I think it's high time that something sits Black Sabbath down. And I think I might have a formula.
Okay, well, I mean, I have a choice, but...
Well, then, by all means, let's talk about it.
Well, we'll talk about it.
So, the Battle of the Bands, you're going to bring in a challenger this week, and let's just do it that way.
But like I said, it's hard to beat Black Sabbath.
Well, no, it's really not. It's just that we have to... Yeah, it's hard.
It is. I mean...
I'm just hoping that people get tired of it. They're like, dude, we need a new winner.
I mean, you got a heavyweight in classic rock and a heavyweight in metal.
They're not a heavyweight in metal. Pantera is a heavyweight in metal.
Black Sabbath, though, man. That's a start. The start. Come on. Seriously?
Shit.
But really? Black Sabbath is pretty much the start of metal.
Says who? Wikipedia?
No. You know, they try to
agree.
say...
I agree that Black Sabbath's first album was probably the beginning of what is known as heavy metal today.
They try to say that it's Steppenwolf.
God damn, this heater's hot.
Yes, it is.
Balls are sweating.
I don't need to know about Ted and Fred.
Ted and Fred are a little bit...
toasty.
Yeah, just a smidgen.
I mean, yeah, it's just tough.
It's tough, but I think we can do it. Eventually, we're going to have no choice but to do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or
I mean,
we're just going to remove them ourselves and put them in like a championship bracket.
I mean, this is week 4 is today, correct?
This would be 5.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Only reason it would be 4 is because you skipped it when you covered on a Tuesday.
Well, yeah.
But this is week 5, so we'll just tag it as week 5 and let that be that.
Well, alrighty.
It's like there's like a gnome that sits over here when I'm not here. It's like I like literally throw my back out, bending down to get to the microphone.
Oh.
And I feel like maybe I need to do a better job of prepping before the show starts to adjust, but god damn, he's short.
Well, aren't they both short?
Yeah, but Cody doesn't mess with your microphone.
Well, I put it up, and when I come back, it's down.
Yeah, well, Cody likes to go low.
He likes to bend over, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a fan of the bend over. And this is what
Cody,
around. Yeah, this is what we create around here. This is the environment we have. We have intra-show wars that we just talk shit on each other. And if you're unfamiliar with who I'm talking about, it's Revolution Radio with Jay and Cody, of course, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. You know?
Yes. Well, I've kind of kept off the gay bandwagon on Cody, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta jump on the bandwagon.
I mean, look, here's why it's funny, but it's not fun to pick on everybody. It's because he accepts it. Huh. Like, he accepts it so well.
Well, that's good.
Like, you come up with this really good joke, and you lay it on him. He's like, yeah, so?
Okay.
You like my curls, bro?
I do. I think his curls are cute.
Oh, Jesus, God. You guys can hang out.
They're fluffy and
do each other's nails.
Oh, yeah. I could do his nails for him. I'm good with that.
I think maybe we should try to work that out, where you do his nails on air one time.
We need to have their buddy Christine come down and do his makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about something that I just, like, 5 minutes before the show ran across.
What?
So Burger King.
Oh, yes.
Does this very interesting study in one of their restaurants, and they captured it all on film. And what they say is that what they did was they planted actors that are, high school age, junior high age, and they had these kids bullying these other kids, right? And then they did this thing called bullied Whoppers, where they just mangled the shit out of a Whopper and they served it. And what their point was they're trying to prove is what's more important to people. You would think that people would stand up for these kids, especially in the wake of what's happening in the world right now.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Negatory. What the study showed was 95% of the people that walked through that restaurant were more angry about their burger being messed up than this kid getting picked on and drinks thrown on him and pushed out of his chair and stuff like that in their presence while they were eating. Only 12% of the people that went in there stood up for the kid in some way, right? Which is good. Kudos to those 12% of people.
Right.
But now this is a national statistic, and I want to put this out there basically because tonight is and always will be about Nathan's Promise, the stand-up movement. Of course, you can get that on our website, 106realrockradio.com. Click the stand-up movement, man. It's a great thing. It's our position on anti-bullying. It's our anti-bullying campaign, and we need you guys' support on it. 30% of all school-age children are bullied. 30%.
Sad.
So what happens is this. 160,000 estimated kids per day skip school because of bullying. Only 4% of all teachers intervene. Now, I get it. I get the teacher's standpoint on, well, it's really not. I get it.
No,
okay?
It is their job. Yes.
No, it's really not. It's not their job to babysit our children. It's their job to teach our children. Agreed. I can't say
okay, I get that.
I can't say that I agree with them letting it happen in front of them and not doing anything about it. However, I do agree with that standpoint. Where do parents and other administrators and things like that become more responsible for what their kids are doing outside of the home? Right? There's a big circle in this deal, and we can sit around and we can point fingers around that 360-degree circle all day long. But if you're standing in the middle of that circle and you're pointing your finger, or you're throwing stones, should I say, remember you're standing in a glass house. Right? Because the common denominator between all of those people, including the children, is you. 12% of these people had the balls to stand up and say something to these kids. But nobody was scared to go up and bitch about their burger.
Right.
Right? So big shout out to Burger King, man, for having the balls to put this out publicly and really try to bring awareness. I mean, try to bring awareness to the fact that, you know, I'm not a big take away our guns guy and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just not big on all that. But what I am big on is times change. And I'm for a rational gun reform. I am. You shouldn't be able to tell me that I can't have an AR-15. I will stand behind that. However, if you want to say, okay, well, that's fine. But I'm going to need you to go through a little bit more stringent purchasing requirements before you get that gun. I then say, okay, no problem. We handle the situation civilly. Another thing that I want to touch on real quick is, and I'll just say it publicly, Emma Gonzalez. You know who she is? She's that student that is basically the leader of this March Flag.
Yes, right.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a shit what side of the gun fence you stand on. This young woman is a pure D badass, and I commend her for what she is doing, and I support her in her quest. I do. I'm not good. I will never stand up and say take away all the guns, ban all guns. Instead, I won't. But I think it's great that she's so passionate and so ballsy to do the things that she's doing. Is astronomical. Now, right now, she's doing it because she's passionate. Either the passion's going to die and she's going to move on to something else later in life, or she's going to start getting paid a shit ton of money. And then now it's all for show, right? And okay, that's just the way society is. And I'm not saying that that's how Miss Gonzalez is at all. I'm just saying that millions and millions of dollars changes your views on things a little bit. So she needs to be careful of that, right?
Right.
But what she did at the last speech that she was at was absolutely the most powerful thing in the world. And a friend of mine by the name of Rob Flynn, who is the lead singer of Machine Head, put it out there on Instagram, and you know the whole video. And basically, if you watch the entire video, she stayed on the stage for 6 minutes and 20 seconds speaking. That's how long that shooting lasted in Florida, right?
Wow.
During that 6 minutes and 20 seconds, she hammered the shit out of all the horse shit that these NRA Extreme 2A people are trying to throw at him. Mm-hmm. This young woman has got her shit together, folks. And this is the future of our country, right? Do I agree with her view? I don't personally, but I'm not in school. I don't go to school anymore. I don't know what it's like to have been there. All I'm saying is let's give them a chance to be heard. This is what, like Rob Flynn said it best. He said, this is what it takes. This is the student body. This is the kids saying, enough, goddammit. Listen to us. Listen to what we're saying. We can make a shitstorm out of this deal, or you can just simply shut your mouth for once and listen to us. We're children. That doesn't mean we need to be seen and not heard.
Right.
Right? And I think this thing is going to go for a long time. I think what this did is this started a trend of the youth finding their identity again and really standing behind it. Oh, well, that same thing happened in the 90s with grunge music. We had this discussion the other night on the Jay and Cody show. Well, first of all, and some jackass was trying to tell Cody this. First of all, jackass, grunge started in 70s. It wasn't a 90s thing. It started in the 70s, and it was definitely an alternative lifestyle.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. But it was underground. The 90s made it commercial. That's yet again another time where children stood up and they said, fuck you, establishment. We're not going to listen to you. We're not going to buy into your shit. What did they change back then? Think about it. Think about it realistically. What did the grunge movement change? It changed the way that we view children. The double edge to that sword is as it changed it negatively because they were wrote off as outcasts,
right?
Drug addicts, whiny, cryy, spoiled rich kids. All I'm saying is Kurt Cobain affected millions and millions and millions of people when he died.
I remember very well.
The last person that I can think of that walked the face of the earth that affected people like that when they died was in this book that I read every night called the Bible. People are latching on to anything that they can to try to find their identity, be it extreme activist groups or hate groups or whatever it is, gangs or rock and roll or rap music or whatever it is. People are trying to latch on to whatever they can to find their identity. And why?
Yeah.
Because as a society, we're lost. We're lost. You're ridiculed for being an individual now. You're bullied because you're different.
What do you think? I mean, in this day and age, you think that you'd outgrow all that shit? You know, everybody would.
Our society's a bunch of dumbasses, and it's not the young kids like everybody thinks it is. And these kids that are doing these protests nationwide are proving that. They're not the dumbasses. We are. The adults are. The ones that now the roles are reversed. We think we know everything.
Yeah.
And we don't know shit. We don't know what it's like to be them. You don't know what it's like to be your teenage son. You don't really know what he goes through at school. Because he's not really going to probably ever tell you. You can see in his attitude, his grades, his give a damn, and you can speculate all day long. But we don't know what it's like. But the one thing that I'm sure we can agree on as parents and as adults is it would suck to be a teenager in this day and age.
Yes, it would.
I mean, whether you're male or female, it would suck.
It's a lot different.
These goddamn kids have no idea how to party. They don't know what a keg of beer is anymore.
Right.
They can't even roll their own joints anymore.
Oh, my God.
I mean, where did we fail, folks? That's what I'm saying. Where did we fail?
Wow.
At what point did we give up on morals and traditions and things that people do for fun? And, blame it on guns and video games and music and all that bullshit all day long. But it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that.
Yes, it does.
Bottom line is this. It sucks to be a kid. Oh, well, grow up, you little son of a bitch, and get out of job and work hard and this, that, and the other thing. Well, the problem is that we're not teaching them that. We're not teaching the youth anything but how to be stupid and closed-minded. Because how many times do you hear it? How many times have you said to, because I'm guilty of it too, how many times have you said to any of your children when they come to you about something? And the first thing you do is, well, well, that's absolutely ridiculous. Back in my day, it was this and this and this, and this is how we would have handled this situation. I'm sure you've done it.
Yeah. Not very often, but yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that overall, that's the attitude that we as adults have towards children. Life isn't like it was when we were in high school.
No.
And yes, folks, they had high school when DeeBag was in high school.
Hey, speaking of high school, guess what?
What?
Dirty South's on.
Dirty South's tuned in?
Yep, they're back.
Oh, sweet.
Well, I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Why ain't listen?" Because it was all cutting out, and it was when we were changing everything. And I was like, "Well, everything's different now, so
tell her it's her goddamn internet in Atlanta, whatever the hell."
They live in Hayesville, not in Atlanta. What's wrong with you?
You can't say that on the air.
Why?
Because you just broke anonymity.
We've talked about it before.
People don't remember.
Okay, exactly. They're not going to remember.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, Dirty South.
Alabama.
Yeah. Louisiana. Hayesville, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Where they're from. By God. Well, good. I'm glad they're back with us.
Me too.
A lot of things we are talking about tonight, man. But I wanted to touch on that subject just for a little while because I feel like on our platform, we should do our part to not really educate people because that's not my job. My job isn't to teach you how to think. My job is to offer you a different way to look at something. And I don't care if you're just walking down the street listening to this in your iPads and iPods and whatnots, or you're listening live. If you even just remotely think to yourself, man, he kind of got a point there, then maybe you should look at how you think about things and change the way that you think about it. Changing the world is impossible for one person. But if you change the way you fit into the world and you lead by example and it's a chain reaction and everybody catches on to this thing and this new trend of, man, let's be good people. Son of a bitch.
Have you ever thought about like being a motivational speaker? Like when you
No,
go to high
because I
school,
get pissed off.
You go to the high schools and you talk about how you messed up when you were young and you changed your life and blah blah blah.
Now, because I'd be lying. I didn't mess up when I was young. I didn't do anything different than anybody else was doing back then.
I'm just saying, like,
I just took it to an extreme. That's all.
I think you would be really good at it.
I think I should be principal for a day.
We've talked about this, and then you told me you didn't want to do it.
Because I would get attached to all the little bastards. And I wouldn't
in a
want to
day.
leave. Yes.
No, I told you need to do a whole year, and then you can talk about being attached to them, because that's when the attachment's going to happen. Not a day.
There ain't nobody going to let me be principal for a day.
I think it would be awesome.
So on this day, and I'll tease this before we go to break here, because when we come back, we'll touch on it. Give you something to think about, man. We're going to take a little break, throw some tunes out there for you to enjoy for a little bit. But this is what we're going to talk about. On this day in 1965, Jeff Beck officially replaced Eric Clapton in the Yardbirds. Now, why is this significant? Well, a couple other things happened on this day for Eric Clapton. He married his buddy's ex-wife.
Patty?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they're still friends to this day, him and George. George's like, fuck it, you can have the crazy broad.
No, George is gone.
I know, but they're still friends. They
died
friends.
Right.
Eric Clapton. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about which guitar player you feel, and I feel, is the most influential as far as guitar goes.
Well, I already know my answer, so.
Now, you think about the Yardbirds. Do you think about the third piece to that puzzle?
But
who was the other guitar player?
Jimmy Page.
Right. So you have three of the most influential guitar players in the history of guitar that came out of that band.
Uh-huh.
Jimmy Page, by all rights, is a badass. You can't deny that.
No.
Jimmy Page, I feel, and we've had this discussion, would have done so much better without the band Led Zeppelin.
I disagree with that.
So would everybody else in Led Zeppelin, though. That's my personal opinion. Jeff Beck, a maestro in his own right.
Yes.
Eric Clapton.
God.
Pretty damn much.
I mean, I grew up with both, but my mom was a very big fan of Eric Clapton. I mean, I've listened to every album he ever put out. Solo with Derek and the Dominoes. I mean,
we're going to talk about that for a little bit. We're going to get in it. We're going to get into some facts about both of them. We're going to put them side by side, and we're going to create a case. And it's not going to be like a vote case, not a contest, just general discussion. But I think it's relevant to the genre of music that we're talking about tonight.
Very much so. Hell yeah.
What do you say we get it started, man? Let's go to a little break here and throw some tunes out there for you, man. Sit back, relax, let us invade your ear holes. Get a drink of something other than shitty ass water and stale coffee and man, we'll be back. Well, so what do you think, man? We're back. Took a little break. We quickly found out that our coffee situation is gone to shit.
You know what's funny? I mean, I know I can always get coffee here, but I almost stopped at Quick Shop tonight
and got coffee.
Yeah.
I was going to text you and tell you, oh, by the way, the coffee situation's bad, but I got down here and pre-prod and I just kind of overlooked that detail.
Yeah, because, you know, I'll either get my coffee when I first get here or I'll be like, oh, I need to go get me some coffee. And then you, like, totally just shot my whole plan down.
I got plan B, Monster Energy. It'll be good for you after you had the flu.
Those things are bad for you.
No, they're not. They're packed full of vitamins. They're not. They're the farthest from bad for you.
What kind of monsters you got?
I don't know.
A bunch of them?
A couple.
Up here?
Yeah. Some red shit and some other not red stuff.
The red one's gross.
I don't know.
I think if it's the same one.
I just slam them. I usually don't even taste them anyway.
I got a red one once and it had grapefruit in it and I was like, no. I don't like grapefruit, so.
DeeBag, let's talk about your recent illness.
Yes.
You and influenza have became friends.
I wouldn't say we became friends.
I mean, I want to laugh at you. I really do.
They're all going to laugh at you.
There's something extremely funny about having to choose between coughing and shitting yourself that I think is hilarious. And I think it's even more hilarious because it's you.
I have definitely did the butt cheek walk to the bathroom a few times.
That's funny. I just would have pooped myself and said the hell with it.
I mean, well, you know, yeah, it was a bad week, and then on top of that, Mother Nature had to stop by too.
Well, that's the price you pay for being a female in today's age.
Apparently, and it just was a really rough week.
I bet. You seemed kind of emotional. You seemed kind of emo in your post. I left you alone.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just your little rants when you were all pissy and sick. You noticed I didn't say anything on any of them.
I wasn't expecting you to.
Well, I wanted to a couple times, but I didn't. Because I'm like, oh, poor DeeBag.
Maybe I don't know. I don't even remember what I said.
Hers got the poops.
Dude, I had it all, okay?
Listen, if you're going to do it expeditiously.
Apparently. I have not been that sick in years.
You beat the flu.
I mean, I guess. I'm still coughing gross
Well,
stuff.
that's going to hang around for a while. I am transpherical, and so thus far,
Oh, so it just bounces off of you?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
No, I beat anorexia. So I can relate.
You cannot relate
to what you're going through.
No, you can't. Shut up. How is that even relatable?
Because it is.
You beat anorexia?
Yeah,
you never were anorexic.
You don't know that. You don't say that. You don't know my life.
You do not have the name Big Will for you being anorexic.
I was anorexic.
You're so full of shit.
I was.
Mom, calling mom.
I was anorexic as some bitch.
You're such a fucking liar.
No, I really wasn't. but
I know.
I like to eat.
I like to eat too. That's why I've become transpherical. Actually, I've lost weight. So.
Listen, well, yeah, because she puked and shit all
Well,
week.
before that, even my best friend was like, "Damn, you look skinny, girl. What's up?"
DeeBag, you're really finding your inner fountain of youth. You're just like radiating today.
I am.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I think it's because, well, this is the first day in 8 days that you haven't had the shits, a fever, or somebody pissing you off.
Or me coughing or going through 4 boxes of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then you come to this God-loved thing we call the morgue, and I can't even get no goddamn coffee.
I ain't worried about coffee. I'm just glad to be here. I missed you.
You know what? I missed you too. And it
That's
always
why,
comes together for great radio.
That's why I had to stop by, even if it was just for a minute today after work.
This son of a bitchin' thing.
I saw it's kind of sketchy. What the hell?
I don't know. I got to fix it. Technical difficulties.
Somebody messed up your mojo on your microphone.
So while we're at it, let's go ahead and make a couple plugs here. Let's talk about the website, 106realrockradio.com, man. You can check it out there. All things informative. You can listen via TuneIn. You can catch the shows, man. There's a show schedule on there. Man, just so many things happening all at once, man. It's hard for me to remember. YouTube channel, brand new, man. Get on that son of a bitch. Subscribe to it and like it, because what we're doing is we're taking all these Blastcasts, man, and we're putting them on demand on the app under the Blastcast tab, and we're also funneling them to YouTube. So what we're doing is we're instantly growing our listening audience and the possibilities of getting people to the app, man. So help us out, man. Like the post, share the post, like the blast on Facebook, man. That's the first step. Then you can stay up to beat, man. Get us on Instagram, Snapchat, Big Will 106, Twitter 106 The Blast. Just so many different things, man, and so many different ways to stay in touch and really make this your station, man. And that's what we're trying to talk about here. So the YouTube thing is a big deal, man. We've worked our asses off behind the scenes making that happen, and I feel like we've done a good job with that. We're going to talk about a couple things after the Battle of the Bands. We're going to make the big announcement, and then we're going to talk about the Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton debate.
Yes.
Now, what we did off air while we were on break is we feel like we've got the missing factor to what's going to take down the reigning champ Black Sabbath with War Pigs. So get excited, folks, because right now it is the official Battle of the Bands from the Blastcast known as the Throwback, Tuesday nights, man, live from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All of this will be uploaded to YouTube and the on-demand. So it's going to be dated by the time you hear it there, but it doesn't matter. It'll kind of let you know where we were at and what we were doing, and you can kind of understand. Oh, shit, I remember last Tuesday what was happening in the world. Kind of deal, right? So the Battle of the Bands, man, we're going to get into that right now. So as it holds down, man, Black Sabbath, week number 5 as the undisputed champion right now. This Battle of the Bands, and I think everybody has a good understanding of it, it's a true street fight between two songs. And we've had some really close calls, but Black Sabbath seems to get their second wind on the stretch and really put them out. I feel like we've brought probably the most worthy competitor so far to put these crown a new champ.
Right.
Well, here's how it's going to work. We're going to play 2 songs. The first one, obviously, Black Sabbath War Pigs, because they're the champion. Then we're going to introduce the second one, the second contender. We're going to let them fight it out. We're going to make an online poll on the Facebook page. We're going to share the shit with the entire world, and we're going to let you guys decide the winner. The winner announced on Thursday.
Right.
For the Meltdown. Mm-hmm. Right? Let's get to it, DeeBag. What do you think?
Are we going to announce what the second one is?
As soon as we get to it. Right now, Black Sabbath.
I know, but what about the second?
We'll do it when this song's over.
We want
that's right. We want people to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay locked in. Battle of the Bands starts right now. All right, there you have it, man. The Battle of the Bands has concluded for this week's edition, man. Black Sabbath, the reigning champ, up against a worthy opponent, man, that travels with an army. That band is Kiss with Love Gun. Now, it's a true street fight, man. Think about it. Get online, man. 106 The Blast Facebook page. Cast your vote. Share it, man. Share it with your friends. Get everybody involved. It's a lot of fun, man, just to sit back and think about it. So have fun with us. Don't be scared to cast your vote and all that good shit, man. But, hey, the winner will be announced Thursday on The Meltdown with Big Will and DeeBag. So,
woohoo!
Vote your asses off.
That's right.
DeeBag?
Yes.
Jeff Beck versus Eric Clapton.
Huh.
I don't really know that I've ever really heard this conversation amongst my music friends much. I mean, there just really isn't much discussion about it. And I wonder why. Is it because clearly Eric Clapton is a better guitar player than Jeff Beck?
I don't know. I mean,
Or does no one just give a shit? That's what
I guess nobody gives a shit. I mean, I don't know.
Let's get into this for a minute. Let's think about it. So Jeff Beck, in his own right, man, has contributed a lot to music. They say that he one of his records has a lot of influence in heavy metal music. Jeff Beck along the list of guitar players is great, but Eric Clapton?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jeff Beck took over for Eric to go and do his thing with Cream and his solo career, Derek and the Dominoes. I mean, I don't know if I would say he was a godsend to come in and take over his spot so he could go do great things. I mean, Jeff Beck, like I said on break, I think he's a great instrumental guitarist. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to choose Eric Clapton all day long.
I'm going to say that musically, in their respected genre. Now, this is how I put this to bed, and we can open it up for further discussion. But how I put this to bed is this. Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, two totally different guitar players.
Very much so.
Right? But now this brings up the question of, and I had this conversation with Jay earlier, actually. This brings up the question of, like, say, okay, Dimebag. By far, the hands down greatest guitar player of all fucking time. Dimebag Darrell. Period. Was he the most technical guitar player in the world? No. Was he the fastest guitar player in the world? No. Was he the most, solid guitar player in the world? No. Was he all around the most badass, sent straight from hell to rock the shit out of all of us guitar player in the world? Yes.
With a black tooth grin.
Yeah. So, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, at the top of their game in their respective genres. They're two totally different guitar players.
Yes.
But to me, to be the greatest guitar player, you have to be able to do everything, which Dime could. Dime could play classical. He could play blues. He could play jazz. He could play all that stuff. Right? Mm-hmm. And he was great at it. Jeff Beck could never, ever replicate Eric Clapton on the guitar. But I promise you, Eric Clapton could replicate Jeff Beck on the guitar.
Yeah, I never thought about it
and
like that.
And make it look easy.
Eric Clapton's a man. That's slow hand.
I wonder how he got that name.
I'm not sure, but I mean, like I told you on break, I grew up with Eric Clapton. My mom was just like, that was her man. She had all of his albums with Derek and Dominoes, Cream. I listened to all that. I love Eric Clapton. I think he's awesome.
I think I gotta say this. I don't listen to Jeff Beck a lot. Not because I don't think he's good, just because I don't like his music. I don't like what he writes. If I'm going to listen to instrumental music, I'm going to listen to something good like Beethoven or Bach or something like that.
Right.
Something extravagant.
Well, I really like Joe Satriani and I really like Steve Vai. So That'd be the extent of how I would go with metal with instrumental, but
Joe Satriani is so overrated.
Well, you know he taught Kirk Hammett and Steve Vai.
I don't give a shit.
I like Satriani.
I don't care if he taught the Pope to play guitar. He's overrated. Because there are people out there that have not ever been taught, but by themselves, that make him peel on himself when they play together.
And like today, I posted that song of Jeff Beck's on the page. My mom had that album, so that's why I knew that song, and I like that album. I think it's really good.
You want to listen to a good guitar player? Listen to Eric Johnson.
Oh, he's awesome. I agree. Very much so.
Not taught by Satriani, and when he went into the studio to record with Satriani left.
Really?
He said he's the only person that's ever been in the studio with me that scared me.
Intimidated him, huh? I bet.
And he was 23 at the time.
Yeah, he was a youngin'. I remember when...
That's when the Desert Rose album came out. He was actually on tour with Rush on that.
Right. Wow.
I'm such a dork when it comes to music. How the hell do I know that and remember that shit?
No, you're not. I remember
Eric
weird
Johnson,
stuff.
a fabulous guitar player. Mm-hmm. You know who else is a great guitar player that doesn't get really talked about a lot?
Who?
The Boss, man. Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Amazing guitar.
You know who I think is an awesome guitar player that you probably would have never think I would say?
Who?
Prince.
Oh, yeah. Prince is crazy.
That man was...
Prince is good at everything. Man.
Yes.
He's even good at taking prescription drugs.
Too soon.
Not too soon.
I know. I'm just saying.
A sad tragedy that you know it things end like that. Maybe there's going to be some people out there that get pissy with me for saying I'm a Prince fan. I listen to Prince.
Yes,
I played in a metal band and I listened to Prince before I went on stage. So don't talk to me about loving Prince. You can't hear Prince. You got to feel Prince.
I love Prince. He's so awesome. I mean, him and...
Plus, he was banging Apollonia.
Him and...
She's hot.
Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne from ELO, and a couple other guys. They all did this concert together, and they played While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
And Prince made them all look stupid.
And Prince, I was like... Every time I see that video, I always post it.
Do you think...
Because he's a badass.
Do you think that Prince could have been Jimi Hendrix reincarnated?
Oh. Very similar kind of look.
And style. They both just did what they wanted, and it worked musically.
I mean, the way Prince would kind of get into it, and Jimmy did the same kind of... Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Hendrix
you're creeping me out.
What Hendrix wanted to do, followed no standard... And it worked. And Hendrix did it well.
Yes, he did.
I gotta say this. I think that if I was to tell you who I think the best guitar player to ever hit music is, based on influence, writing ability, and talent. Hands down, Hendrix.
But then Dimebag and Jimmy Page for me.
Dimebag influenced music.
And I know later on.
But he influenced music on a much smaller scale than what... Right. Dimebag was part of a core group of bands that pioneered what we listen to as metal today. Mm-hmm. And Dimebag was also very influential with teaching people. Very passionate about the guitar. I can never say anything bad about Dimebag Darrell. As a person, I knew him personally. As a person, Dimebag, great guy. As a musician, amazing, superhuman on stage. And I know we're out of genre here, But everybody knows who Pantera is. And if you never had the opportunity to see Pantera, please do yourself a favor. Buy one of their live DVDs and watch it. It will change your life.
I'm glad I got to see them.
It will change your life forever.
I'll tell you what, the whole floor on that Coliseum, at the Coliseum, the Kansas Coliseum, was a mosh pit.
Yeah, but it still wasn't as crazy as when Korn was there.
I saw Korn there with White Zombie.
Korn was there, and they tore the floor up.
Yes.
And people were crowd surfing on the floor.
It had to be the same concert then. Maybe I saw Korn another time.
It was nuts. It was in 1996, DeeBag.
Well, that's when I saw him.
That was T95's Yam Jam.
Yeah.
I still remember it because we were making fun of it the whole time because when you walked in, it said tonight Korn and Yam Jam, and I'm like, is this a goddamn Thanksgiving fest? But it was around Thanksgiving time.
Then I've seen them twice because I remember that happening.
I was standing on the side of the stage watching that happen. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Fieldy's like, videotape this. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm not your videographer. I'm watching. This is crazy. There's going to be all kinds of shit. This bill's going to be expensive.
But yeah, I've seen Pantera. What an awesome show.
Great show. But, you know, like I said, we've got the poll out there, man. Get on there. You got until Thursday at 6:45. Everybody share it, man. Get on there, like it, share it. DeeBag, do your damn part and share it. Let's go.
I'm getting there. Damn, Mom.
Speaking of Eric Clapton.
Yes.
We'll get into some of that in a little bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about bad haircuts.
Me too.
So there's so many different, like, styles of hair now. And do you ever just see people that have a haircut and you just want to laugh at them and you're like, dude or broad, you're dumb.
I did it today, as a matter of fact. We talked about this.
Listen, the mullet is making a comeback.
Dude, I walked in and I just wanted to start dying laughing.
The mullet is making a strong comeback. And so last night on the Jay and Cody show, we were talking about what we think the next trend will be for, like, kids. And I've come up with it today. I really think that the mullet is going to make a strong comeback.
Ah, the mullet.
I personally am doing dreads.
You still haven't got a haircut.
No, I haven't. I'm not cutting my hair until the Redskins go to the playoffs.
That's like in... Really? That's like in January.
If they go. If they don't go this year, I'm not getting a haircut this year.
Whatever.
No, I'm not.
Really?
Really. I gave in and shaved my face. I'm not cutting my hair. This is purpose driven.
Okay.
I'm committed to dreadlocks.
And you remember you say this when it's 104 degrees out, 100% humidity, and you're dying and sweating your ass off.
You act like I've never had long hair before.
Yeah, you were
I was
younger.
a drummer in a rock band, and I was a welder. I understand what it's like to have long hair and be hot.
Long hair and be hot or hot?
I'm still hot. What are you talking about? I am the definition of hotness.
I'm just saying. You're old now.
You got a lot of nerve.
I have long hair. I can put my shit up in a bun.
See, I can do a man bun.
Man buns, no.
With my dreads.
Stop.
I can take it. I don't even need a ponytail.
Right,
I can just tie them up.
Man buns, no. Stop.
Shut up, DeeBag. You're taking away all the fun. I can say this because I know the Queen's not listening.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. So I know I'm not in any trouble.
Well, maybe I'll record you and send it to her.
It's going to be recorded. It's being recorded, and it's going to be uploaded to the Blast Cast and to YouTube.
That's right. Okay.
Speaking of YouTube and the Blast Cast, I just want everybody to know every Sunday night is when we're going to upload new content for the previous week. So if you missed something, man, you can always tune in and get it. We're giving you the opportunity to not miss anything, man. Get a taste of what we do around here. Get in the studio with us. YouTube's got this really new cool thing now where we can stream live to YouTube. So,
oh really?
You know, yeah, we're gonna start using that avenue, and it's gonna be pretty cool, man. We're gonna really, man, put ourselves in your lap. Basically, we're gonna crash your goddamn party whether you want us to or not.
Yep, get ready.
Here we come. Right? But back to bad haircuts.
Yeah.
Like Cody, for example. Bad haircut.
I wouldn't say it's a bad haircut.
It's bad.
He has curls. He should accentuate them.
He should shave his head.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the curls make him him.
I think the curls give us something to talk about.
What's wrong with his curls?
Seriously?
They're cute.
I'm not going to waste any of my time talking
Look,
about
I have curls. What's wrong with that?
You're a girl.
So?
It's okay.
So, and you're going to have long hair. What makes you any different?
I'm going to have dreads.
So dreads versus curls is better?
Dreads are cool.
Dreads are dirty and gross.
No, they're not. They make
Dreads
shampoo for them.
No. No. Dreads look like you ain't washed your hair in 14 years.
Oh, the Dirty South said as long as the rat tail doesn't come back.
The rat tail.
You know what, dude? That might be the thing. I might do like an Anakin Skywalker rat tail that's like crooked on the back of my head.
Oh my God, the rat tail.
Shit, man. I remember when I wanted a rat tail so bad and then I got one and I was like, this is dumb.
It's still dumb.
Until I got rid of it.
Don't do it. It's still dumb. So's the dreads.
No, dreads are cool.
Dirty South, let him know that dreads is not a good idea.
Dirty, the dreads are badass. I'm
dirty.
talking about full-on Max Cavalera dreads.
Well, Max Cavalera is Max Cavalera. You're not.
I know, but when I die and come back, I want to be. I want to be reincarnated as Max Cavalera.
Yeah, because he's from like Brazil, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter where he's from.
But he can rock dreads.
He's cool.
You cannot.
Why?
Because
Brazil is my homeland.
No.
That's the motherland.
No.
Actually, Scandinavia. I'm Scandinavian descent.
You're so full of shit.
But it sounded good. You didn't know whether to believe me or not until you looked at me.
No,
if there was a wall between us,
I know.
I could have sold you on the fact that I'm Scandinavian.
No, you're whatever. Whatever. He ain't no Scandinavian.
What the hell goes on in Scandinavia? That's what I want to know. I mean,
apparently dreads.
How does Scandinavia? I mean, like, there's some really kind of cool incense burners that come out.
No, Missy, what is wrong with you?
What's she saying?
She's trying to tell you to do it.
Yeah, see,
no, don't do it.
That's one vote for dreads.
Okay, so don't do it for the rat tail, or do it for the rat tail, or do it for the dreads. Because if it's for the dreads, I'm going to reach through the microphone and bitch slap you.
I'm dreading it out, DeeBag. I'm going to start on it
Rock
this weekend.
the dreads.
My hair's long enough now where I can do those little twisty braids in all over my head and get it to grow.
Okay.
It's either that or I'm shaving my head except for two little squares, and I'm going to let those grow long and then braid them. And I've done that before.
Like devil horns?
Yeah, I've done that before. That was cool. They were down like to my belly button.
Really?
Yeah. That's so 1992.
Dreads. I cannot. Missy, you suck.
No, dreads are odd. Do what I'm telling you, man. Transpherical men with dreads are sexy.
Oh, because he beat anorexia.
I did. And it was a tough process.
You beat anorexia and you beat hair loss, right?
Yeah, I did, actually. I don't have... You want to talk about hair loss. We have a fella by the name of Deer Hunter that's got a 19 head. His hair is running from his face, like literally, like his hair stops.
Has he got a skullet?
No, it's not even that. He's just got like a straight up. If you take from your ear to your ear and shave it forward, that's what he's got.
You could call him Mr. Burns.
Yeah. I told him he should shave his head and get a tattoo of hair. Oh, man, bad haircuts. So think about this tomorrow, folks. When you're out running around or you're out, just even look at your coworkers tomorrow and just send us Put pictures up on the blast page of bad haircuts in your workspace.
Huh.
Or anywhere, like 7-Eleven, Quick Shop. I don't care where you're at. If you see a bad haircut, take a picture of it. Put it on the blast page, man. Let's have some fun with the bad haircuts.
Missy. Okay, seriously. Dreads are nasty as hell, but would be so funny to see.
See?
Thank you, Missy.
I'm doing this for comedic value.
You are so full of shit. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
For comedic value?
Yeah, because it's funny. A fat guy with dreads. Well, my dreads look pretty cool because they'd be like all salt and peppered.
Yeah.
Some chrome, some not chrome, some mixed. It'd be cool. And then I could put beads in the middle of them. Like when they got long, I could put like beads in the middle of them.
How about you just put your fro on and be quiet?
You don't bring the fro into this.
I will bring the fro into this. You know what? I've been looking at the fro the whole night for the throwback.
Yeah,
the whole reason I got the fro for you. And it's still sitting on School Buddy there.
Okay, I'll wear the fro. I'll put it on during break.
No, you won't.
I will.
It's hot.
It's not really hot. I don't bitch about that.
You did too, bitch, about it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
It doesn't breathe very well, but it's okay.
I'll get you a fan to stick on your head.
I mean, I could hide shit in that thing. Like I could hide a gun.
You know what you need? A sweatband.
Yes, a Richard Simmons style sweatband.
I gotta
DJ
find you
Willie
one.
Bass.
I gotta find you one because it would totally make that look awesome.
You know what's happening right now, and we're missing it? The return of Roseanne.
I know. I've seen it all over Facebook.
Do you know what's great about DVR?
Somebody was saying it was just a political debate.
Kind of like the thing about DVR is kind of like on demand in the YouTube for the Blast Cast. Like you don't miss anything. You can just, it's pre-recorded for you. You can just go back and click on it and listen.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great plug right there. See,
See
how I did that?
Yeah, I did.
Good shit.
You're so sneaky.
I'm picking up a shipment of T-shirts this weekend. So
you are.
Let's sell some T-shirts.
Okay.
Let's get those moved. Get another shipment of those ready to roll.
Aren't you going to some drag racing thing?
That's the 7th.
And wish you should do something like that. There.
Sell T-shirts.
Uh-huh.
No, I'd rather watch the race. I'm going for leisure, not business.
Oh. I have plans on the 7th, so
me too. I'm going to be at the drag race. No Prep Mayhem, Wichita, Kansas.
Yes.
Badass stuff.
I like going there. Good times.
Badass. It's going to be a good time. That was not a paid advertisement. So, I put something out there a little bit ago on my personal Facebook page where some neuroscientist is saying that Adderall is basically the same thing as meth.
I saw that today.
Say what you want to about it. Adderall, maybe not, but some of the medicines, Focalin and things like that, are exactly that.
Oof.
So there's really no debate. You know, we're giving our kids poison because we don't want them to be kids.
Right.
We want them to be seen and not heard. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. He bought a bunch of AR-15s and his kids didn't care. I mean, you know, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm really fucked up for making jokes like that. But the thing about it is that, you know, the reason why, to me, it's not a laughing matter, but it is because it takes tragedy for people to want to do anything.
I know, which...
And that's, to me, what bothers me the most. On both sides of the fence. Nobody would be doing these protests on either side of the fence if it wasn't surrounded around tragedy.
You're right.
You know? I mean, I have tragedy all the time. Like when I run out of toilet paper.
Well, that sucks.
That's horrible. Have you ever went to a public restroom to poop and you didn't check to see if there was toilet paper and there is none when you're done?
You know what I immediately say? Are you fucking kidding me?
You know what I do? See, I got smart. What I do now is they have those toilet seat things.
The covers.
Yeah, those work great for toilet paper.
You know what else they work great for women?
What?
When you're shiny on your face, you grab one of those and blot your face, and it'll take the shine away.
Really?
Yes.
So it's like a dermalogical treatment for your butt cheeks while you're sitting down, too?
I guess, yeah.
Sweet.
No shiny ass.
No shiny butt. Yeah, it works good. But, in the rare instance that you're in a one-holer and there's no toilet paper and there's no... The box behind you is empty of the cleaning thingies.
I mean, for a woman, it really sucks when there's no toilet paper, even if you don't got to take a dump.
Bye-bye, sock. Bye-bye, sock. I mean, come on, folks. How many people have wiped your ass with your sock? I mean,
I have not.
Then you've never been in full crisis mode.
Okay.
I mean, you'll sacrifice a sock for a clean ass. I guarantee you'll do that.
Maybe it was because I found other things. I don't know, but I've never used a sock.
Well, there's going to come a time where you're going to have to, and you're going to remember this conversation, and you're going to start laughing, literally. You're going to laugh. And you're like, the son of a bitch was right.
That's funny. But what if it's summertime and I have a flip-flop on and I have no socks?
Bye-bye, underwear.
What if you don't wear any?
Bye-bye, shirt sleeve.
Bye-bye, flip-flop.
Bye-bye, flip-flop. Make a big old turd scoop. A flip-flop. Hopefully you don't have athlete's foot. That'd give you a butt itch.
Monkey ass.
Man, dude, here's the thing. When you have to makeshift wipe your butt, you develop swamp ass relatively quickly. So what you don't want to do is be in your favorite box store, i.e. Wally World, and take a dump and there not be any toilet paper in there because somebody just went in and signed off on the checklist that they checked everything and they didn't. And you walk around, A, with only one sock, and B, man, by the time you get to the watches, man, you are just angry at life. I mean, it's an absolute horrible deal. So then what you do is you walk around, right, and you look for the people that are giving away, like, food samples because they always have napkins. And so you take napkins, right, and you walk through, like, the diaper aisle where there's never anybody, and you just kind of freshen up a little bit. And then, there's like a trash can every 13 feet. So you walk around with your poop napkin in your hand, and you got a cup that you ate some grapes out of so you can look like you belong. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't me wiping my ass in aisle 4. Are you kidding me? I look like the kind of person
I wipe my own ass.
I do. I look like the kind of person that would do something like that. For crying out loud, I take offense to this. Meanwhile, you're thinking, thank God for chicken salad giveaway day.
Which is going to give you the shits in about 20 minutes from then.
Jesus God almighty. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Swamp ass is bad.
I have to agree with that. Most definitely.
And the thing about it is it just gets progressively worse. You can't just get rid of it until you get home and you can shower.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, man.
And hold that shower there for a minute or 2 or 5.
Yeah,
or
because,
10.
it just feels so great to have a clean ass.
Depending on the, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's really the greatest feeling in the world.
What?
To have clean ass.
Yes, I agree.
Swamp ass, horrible.
That's why I take 2 showers a day.
There ain't enough baby powder in the world.
Cornstarch is better. Baby powder with cornstarch. I'm serious. Yes.
But still, it's still there. You got to clean yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you can't be like a cat and lick your hand and then wipe your ass. It works for cats.
No, I agree. The whole baby wipe or wipes or whatever, and then you try to hide it with some powder. It does not work. It doesn't work. That's shower time.
Now you got to get in there with your damn body wash.
Nice deep black.
Yeah, you got to scrub that shit out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yep.
The thing about swamp ass is this. It doesn't just affect you. Because there are people that have a serious case of poopy pants.
I have a guy that I work with I swear he has swamp ass 24/7. I don't think he wipes his ass. I really don't. He stinks really bad.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now, from a hygienical standpoint, I know they say it's hard to smell your own poop, but I consider that to be an absolute lie.
Crock of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you not smell smell yourself not smelling good?
Look, at the earliest
know?
onset of swamp ass, I'm in the shower.
How do you not take a shower before you go to work?
Well,
how do you not wipe your ass? It has been proven at our job after he went in and took a dump at our workplace that there was no toilet paper in the toilet, but there was plenty of shit, and our fears are true.
maybe he doesn't believe in water consumption. Maybe he's like one of these go green hippie people.
No.
That, like, to me, okay, so, and we're in the classic rock era, and this is back when the hippie movement was the thing. How did y'all not take a shower?
Yeah, right?
I don't get it. I mean,
yeah. Look, shower's my best friend.
If you want to be all natural, that's great. Stay in your house. Because
right?
Naturally, we as humans stink.
Especially after a few days.
And not really because of anything other than the toxins that we put in our body. Same reason why most people that get bit by sharks survive. Because a shark, when they bite onto us, we taste like absolute shit to them.
Oh.
So they spit us out.
Huh.
Basically, they want nothing to do. I mean,
you learn something new every day.
Sharks don't like half-price cheeseburgers. That's all I'm saying. They just don't. And they don't. They're not a fan of swamp ass either. I'm telling you, man. At the earliest onset of swamp ass, I am straight cleaning my butt crack right now.
Same.
I mean, if I even feel like my buttocks is sweaty, I am taking care of it.
I hate summertime.
I hate sweaty butt crack.
I do too.
It's the worst.
It is. You know what's worse than that, though? Is when you shart your pants and you're trying to make it to the bathroom.
Oh, man, you must have did this recently. You had spritzers on the backstop?
I'm just saying. It sucks. That sucks more than small bass.
You know what else is really painfully annoying to have? A runny nose.
Oh, I know.
Runny nose is the worst. And I feel bad for people that have the allergies because the queen she's allergic to everything.
I've noticed.
And so, God, there's just times where I just feel so bad for her because, man, poor thing, she's always just got Kleenexes with her and her nose is always red and she's always got the sniffles. And, man, what a pain in the ass that would be.
I've actually had that issue pretty bad over I mean, we haven't really had a cold winter. So all the pollens are...
What the hell is winter?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So all the pollens are kind of hanging out and they haven't went anywhere. So that's all I've been doing is blowing my nose and sneezing and runny nose. It really sucks when you're talking to somebody and you can feel it start to drain out,
like,
and you're like,
that
"Fuck, I
people
can't
are just
do nothing
looking
about
at it." Like you so got booger juice running down your top lip, and you're talking to me, and then like it gets in your mouth, and you're like licking your top lip, and you're like, "Yeah, but so," and then you wipe your hand on your face, and you're like,
be like that 5-year-old,
yeah.
Yeah. And then they got the ring around their lips because they're licking their lips.
And then, grody to the max. Jesus, the stuff we talk about. It's no holds barred radio, man. It is the throwback. It's the Blast Cast, man. It's made possible by Revolution Auto Sales and 106.6 The Blast hosting this shit show, man. We're going to take a little break, throw some more tunes out there, man. Let you get back to the 70s. We're going to regroup, and we'll be back. Oh, I do apologize about that little technical difficulty there at the end of that one. I was clicking the wrong shit.
Oh, way to go.
I'm not very smart.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. You make mistakes. It's okay.
A lot of them today, a lot of them. Well, I think, that just about does it for us. A couple things that we need to get back out there, man. Check out the brand new YouTube channel, man. That's where all this stuff's going. It's going to be treated just like an on-demand, basically. You get on the YouTube channel, 106.6 The Blast. You search that in YouTube, boom. You subscribe to the channel, you got it. Also on the app, you download the direct app, 106.6 The Blast in your Play Store. It's free. We have the Blastcast tab on the app.
Right.
So that's our twist on a podcast, basically, is a Blastcast. We don't conform. We do things our way around this.
I like the name of it. It's cool.
So yeah, me and my partner came up with that, and we think it's pretty marketable. So we're gonna roll with that. Also, new on the app is you can click it. There's a YouTube feed on there now, so you can get right to YouTube from there. All of our social media is right there. The direct app is the way to go because you got everything right there you don't have to switch anything, right?
Right.
The only thing you can't do from the app is get on the website, which I don't like, but I imagine that feature would probably come along soon. I don't know. Nobex nonetheless does a great job. I'd like to thank Revolution Auto Sales, man, for coming on board, making all this happen. And in the midst of all that, man, there's a lot of people out there that I have to thank, man, that are supporting this station and making it happen. From Victory Records to Revolution Auto Sales to Distant Lands Coffee to some pretty big ass bands, man. Our brothers in Circus Sick, Week of Wanting over in the UK, man, clear across the big pond. They're supporting the hell out of the YouTube channel, man, and they're sharing it, they're getting it out there, man, and they're really, really, really helping us. And so that's the kind of stuff that we rely on. That's the kind of relationships that we built. Circus Sick's so in tune with the station, man, that they're even supporting and pushing Revolution Radio with Jay and Cody.
Awesome.
So that's kind of my plug there. I know that this might be the wrong show to say that to, but if you want to listen to something different, man, get a taste of what new metal is and a good representation of it, check out Circus Sick, man. YouTube them. And just give them a listen. I mean, it might not be for you. It may be. I don't know. You just give them a listen. Listen with an open mind, and realize that this is the transgression of the progression rather of music. And now we're from Supertramp to now Circus Sick. You see what I'm saying? So listen with an open mind, man. Rock and roll is rock and roll, no matter what. Some of it might be for you, some of it not. But nonetheless, man, if you're a rocker and you're a roller, your family, and that's about that. Thanks to the Queen for all of her support and everything that goes on there. To the people that will be catching this on YouTube, man, thanks for tuning into that. And just know that, every Sunday there's going to be, show clippets from all of us. All of our shows, all of Jay and Cody stuff, it's going to go on there. So every week it'll be fresh content on there. And same thing with the Blastcast deal. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes production work going on right now at 106.6 The Blast. And we're really excited to get that out to you. The big announcement that I needed to make was this. Starting April 8th, Sunday, April 8th, there's a new show being added to the Blast lineup, and it's going to be Sunday. The time slot is 1 to 3 p.m. on that. We decided on that time slot because we figured we would catch some live stuff, but the main thing we're really going to push with this show is the Blastcast. It's going to be available in its entirety on the Blastcast. Via YouTube and on the app. The show is called The Pub, and I want you to take yourself there. It's a roundtable discussion, and the goal is to have a full house. We're going to get some more mics. We're going to get people in here, call in people, and basically it's just going to be people sitting around the table talking about just shit. We're just going to chew the fat, man, and just talk. And it's going to be a great show. It's going to be great radio. That show is going to feature not only me, but Jay from Revolution Radio with Jay and Cody. So Jay and I have collaborated to do our own show. That show's called The Pub. So Sundays, man, check that out. And if you can't make the live deal on Sunday, It will be available Sunday night for your listening pleasure via YouTube and the Blastcast. So it's something that we're really excited about. We think it's going to create a different feel. There's going to be no music on this deal. It's just strictly just talk radio. It's not political. It's not religious. None of that. It's just a bunch of people, men and women, sitting around just talking shit about everything. And it's going to be funny. And it's going to be fun. So tune in, join in.
I was just getting ready to ask.
Everybody's welcome. And, we'll put out a call-in number so people can call in and join the party. So it's going to be going to be a pretty cool deal. So that's the big announcement, man. Now you got it. So we're going to put it out there. Now that we followed up the announcement from yesterday, we're going to put it out there on Facebook. We're going to start promoting it. Twitter, Instagram, everything 106 The Blast, 106.6 The Blast. You can find us anywhere. Google 106.6 The Blast and you'll find us everywhere. You know what I mean? So let that be that. As always, man, the last song of the night always goes out to the Queen. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight, man. This will be available for rebroadcast on YouTube and all that good stuff come Sunday, man. So get ready to rock and roll, man. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Make sure you tune in on Thursday night for the Metal Meltdown.
Oh, damn. Good plug.
Yes, 7 o'clock. Be there, be square.
I missed that one.
Oh, whatever. I got it. It's all good.
You got my back, homie.
I do got your back. So, yeah.
Blowing
check us
your
out.
nose with sandpaper and talking about wiping your swamp ass all night. I love it, man. Hey, until Thursday night, man. Peace out, bitches.
Good night.